Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible and my screen is visible to you guys. Can someone confirm?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Okay,
And yes,
okay, okay. Thank you for confirming. So, guys, today's topic is like PV databases. So now we are going to see what are the databases in the pharmacovigilance which are utilized on the broader as a broader market category in the PV industries. So basically, there are 3 to 4 databases which are market leader. So I'm trying to cover those 3 to 4 databases. Let's take what are the content for today's class. So, like introduction to databases, like choosing right safety databases. Then I have to cover these ARGUS, VGBase, and ArisG separately. Okay. So now let's start with databases like pharmacovigilance safety databases. So what are these pharmacovigilance safety databases actually? These are these are like working like a repository for our cases that we called as the individual case safety report. Okay, so these PV databases are like repositories for because when you are getting ICSR in the form of in physical forms, so how you will going you know collect either in a binder hard copy, if you're getting hard copy, so either play those of the repository. Same way, if you're getting the cases in soft copies, so you should have to have some repository. So what are those repositories? Those are the databases. Okay. So reporting of ICs are individual and aggregate safety data. So individual and aggregate safety data you all know when we are talking about the individual case, so individual data, it is the ICSR. ICSR contains or belongs from single patient at a time. And aggregate safety data is something which we call as the aggregate report that contains, it is a periodic report and that contains number of ICSRs, you can say. And those are not covered in the expedited reporting. Okay, so the ICSR which are not a part of expedited reporting. Expedited reporting means the cases which are during the processing only we have committed or we have submitted those cases to the regulatory authority. So suppose if you have 10 cases, out of those 10 cases you have criteria to fulfill for reporting only 2 cases. Okay, means out of those 10 cases, we have only 2 cases which are reportable. So those reportable cases are submitted to regulatory authority when we are processing the cases because we have to maintain the compliance as you have learned in the previous classes that PV compliance they have certain timeline. So and aggregate we are not taking serious cases, so those data will be gone. Like cases for which we do not send any information to the regulatory authority. So those information we have sent in a compiled manner that is called the aggregate safety data. Okay. So our database will be helpful for both, like because how both individual cases you are well understood, but the aggregate safety data contains like DLP, that is data log point, and from one DLP to some other DLP. Suppose if you have to send the aggregate report for next 2 years. Okay, is from 2023 to 2025. From November 2023 to November 2025, you have to submit the aggregate report for any particular product. Okay, so what you will do, you will just put a product name and you will pull the number of cases or processed from the, and you will also put a date range that the date range lies between November 2023 to November 2025 so that you can pull your desired reports. When you are saying desired reports, so that report contains number of cases, like whatever the cases belongs to the particular product which you are looking for in the period of that 2 year. Okay, so that can be easily achievable by the database. If you have such a database that can pull those report in a single click or just in a fraction of seconds or in a fraction of minutes, then it will be very useful. Okay, so that is the help. Providing key information for detection of safety signals. So yes, like signals is something which is always new and or novel. So when we are saying something new or something novel, in that scenario, when you are looking or you have to extract the information from your database, search, like you can speed up your search. Just to put the criteria which were required, whether paracetamol giving this reaction or not. You can search in your repository that, like you have the repository of 1 lakh cases or 30,000 cases or 30 lakh cases. In that 30 lakh cases, if you have to search some information manually, it will take infinite time, I believe. Okay, or either it required so much manual effort, or it may require multiple resources as well. You cannot rely on single resource. Okay, so in that scenario, it is also useful that pharmacovigilance databases. Evaluation of risk benefit profile. So evaluation of risk benefit profile is also can be evaluated, like if a drug is having more risk, so you will come to know that the risk is towards the higher side. Because of that, we receive maximum number of cases. But if a drug which is beneficial for the use, okay, so you may not receive much cases from that particular drug. Okay, hence it should be kept up. So every time as we are fulfilling these many requirements, so every time we need to the database which we are utilizing is need to be updated with the regular interval and with the latest regulatory requirements. Suppose we have got an update from the regulatory and our databases releases the new version of the databases, and we still utilizing the previous version. In that scenario, we are missing some regulatory requirement which was already updated into the next version of the databases. Okay. So when you are trying to choose a safety database, so what thing you have to keep in mind? So these are few factors, like cost of implementation and maintenance, like what is your budget, whether you are going to implement properly or not, what are the basic requirement for implementing that database, that we require a host service, we require a cloud computing, we require some third party vendor, we require VPN to run this database. That kind of, are we able to have that VPN in place, are we have that cloud computing in place? Hosting services is the second thing. So hosting services nowadays is something which is called as the cloud computing, or you can say that is a server. Hosting services nowadays very important, or and mostly no database have their own hosting services. They are relying on the third party vendor. Okay, and when we are saying hosting services, so what are hosting services and what are the advantage of those hosting services? So previously you are seeing that there are, when you are, suppose when you are going to buy, getting a RAM of 4 GB and you are getting extended memory of 260 GB, something like that. Okay, but and as your memory of laptop is getting filled, then you are going to buy some external hard disk or something, so that your memory of laptop is, you can keep it free. So why you require to keep it free? If it is full, then your laptop will hang a lot and it will face slowness issue. So to avoid that slowness issue and be on the pace side, so that pace would be maintained, everything is nowadays is stored on the network, and that network is called hosting services. Okay, when you will go to industry, you will see that there are no folders available in the industries, in the desktops. Now everything is in the some of you have seen that there is a Microsoft device that is called Microsoft Office. Okay, so what is that Microsoft Office? Actually, that is a hosting of Microsoft, and Microsoft Office provide you different apps. Along with that, they are provide you OneDrive. OneDrive is something where you can keep your files. So that is something called hosting services, and this hosting services provide you net billion terabytes, which cannot be filled very easily. Okay, and if it is filled, so they will automatically get extended. So in that scenario, the database is not utilizing the memory of your system, and the speed or pace of your system will be maintained, and it will everything is stored in the network. So there is an extra advantage that if you are not utilizing your personal computer, even you have the login ID and password for the network, you can access your data from anywhere. Okay, that is the first thing. And second thing, as it is a auto sync property in these hosting services, so in that scenario, there is a less chances of your data loss. Why less chances? Until unless you intentionally do the deletion of some files from the network, till that time it is not get it deleted. Even without saving anything, if you will close na, it will auto save the your last page. Suppose you are editing a file that you have placed in the network, and you are just suppose you are making your CV in a Word, MS Word, and on the network. So network have a functionality that it will, if you have written some your name is something something, and you are still thinking something, and unfortunately you have closed that. So network itself save it automatically. Okay. Nowadays it is also in some of the computers that we have auto save functionality or auto recover functionality. The next is when you have to choose is what you have to keep mind. What is your experience from the previous databases, whether it is good or bad? Suppose you are utilizing the Argus, now you are moving to the ArisG. So why you are moving to the ArisG? What is the issue with previous, whether it was good or it was, well, is that prior experience includes so many factors, not only the experience, it is also whether the user interface was difficult, whether the costing of the database is not up to the mark, or it is so much costly so that we are not able to bear that cost. Okay. And compatibility. Compatibility means the thing which you are looking for, whether the database is completing those for which you are looking that database. Okay, then only it is called compatible, and not compatible only with your goal. It should be compatible with other systems as well. Okay, when you are saying other systems, so like whatever the configuration of your laptop, whether it is going to work or not, or some specific configuration is required. So if some specific configuration is required, so it is not that much compatible. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so there are certain safety databases which are available into the market. Like first is the ABQ is Safety Easy, Oracle Argus Safety Database, Aris Global, ArisG or Life Spare Safety Database, Innovio Group, PV Group, PV Works, Basecon, that is called Safety Base Exchange, Interchange. So these are few common databases which are utilized by the PV industry. And I am going to cover major of these, like the market leader are Argus and ArisG. So I am going to cover these two. and ArisG is now converted into the LSMV, that is life sphere multi-vigilance. Okay. So coming to the first, that is the ARGUS database. When you are saying the ARGUS safety database, so it is based on Oracle. So what is the Oracle actually? ARGUS is the safety database, and Oracle is the company who owns this ARGUS safety database, and Oracle also have their own hosting services. Okay. Now they have their own Oracle hosting services. So Oracle is a market leader for pharmacovigilance database. That is correct actually. That is correct actually. What is the features of ARGUS? The global signaling processing. Okay, the global signal processing, the signal detection, detailed analytics. Okay, because they have a functionality of Oracle Analytics itself. Okay, that will give you all the everything in on your many cases are need to be reportable, how many cases are logged, how many cases are still pending in workflow. So that kind of analytics are provided by these databases. Risk management is one more feature. Okay, periodic safety submission can be done from the database itself. Huge storage capacity, as I told you, they have their own network, so they have huge storage capacity. Some more features, like they can support all kind of product, whether it is drug, whether it is vaccine, whether it is biological. Semi-flexible configuration. Okay, if you need to configure anything as per your requirement, or you want to say, you if you want to customize your database, you can customize till certain limit. Okay, and built-in workflow. So migrate cases by workflow. So yes, like whatever the cases, if you are want to move one case from one workflow to another workflow, it is very easy. Means the navigation from one workflow to another workflow is very easy and user friendly. So how this ARGUS name comes into the picture or existence? So there is a Greek mythology based on which this ARGUS is a giant, okay, monster, and who have the hundreds of eyes. On in the picture you can see it has unlimited eyes. Okay, these are not any dress or anything. It is the eyes which he have, and without moving anywhere, he can look anywhere. So same from their Greek mythology, they have taken this name Argus because what Oracle think, Oracle is the organization which owns the Argus database. They think that that Argus safety database served like a monster Argus. Okay, because he also have the 100 eyes, and he do not without moving head or eyes, he can see anywhere. So they are also like correlation, they are try to correlate that each and every purpose can be resolved from the Argus itself. So this is the home page of the Argus safety, that how we can look like and we can log in to it. The login, this is the personal home page of the Argus safety. There you will get the names of the person who have logged in, and time and date. And due to the company restriction, I am showing you the older databases screenshot. Okay. And whatever the cases which is assigned to you, and whatever the cases which are pending for you will be shown here. Now moving to the next, you have to go to the case section, and in the open you will get the this initial case entry, where you can put each and every information, like what is the IRD of the case, what is the CRD of the case, what is the name of product, country, reporter type, okay, what is the product, what is the reporter detail, each and every detail you have to capture here. And after once you capture, you see we have captured some information here, and once we will save, okay, create a case number, and it is saying that has in the non-case, this number has successfully been created. Do you want to open the case? So I will click on the yes, then it will open the case. See, this number is again opened, and now I have the all the tabs which are provided in the, that is journal tab, patient tab, product tab, event tab, analysis tab, activity tab, additional information and regulatory report tab. Okay, currently case is in booking, and we will, whatever the information we have, we can put it here. And if we do not have information, we can navigate or we can route this case to the next workflow for data entry. So we are moving this case to the data entry workflow. This dialog box will be open, case routing dialog box, where you have to put the comment and you will click OK, and you need to select the proper drop down, that if you want to send this case to the data entry workflow, then you have to, from this drop down, what will be the next stage of this case, you have to select. And if suppose if you want to assign this case to a particular user, instead of any, you can select, the drop down will have the name of those specific users, so you can select the name of those users as well. Okay, and once you will click on OK, so in this case will, from booking it will move to the triage or data entry. So yes, it is moved to data entry because we have selected the specific workflow there in data entry. Okay, if you will select here as a triage, then it will move to triage workflow. Okay, so now we have the case in data entry. Whatever the information we have, we can fill the information. Like we move to the patient tab, we have filled the patient tab, that 51-year adult male. Okay, 176 IBS, the height. If we have the initial BS, so we have captured that as well. Now moving to the product tab, we will fill the product tab, product information. Okay, and once product will be filled, then we will move to the event tab. We will just copy this event, that is fibrillation arterial. Okay, and we have captured, you can see the hierarchy of medra is here. Okay, the system organ class, the high level group term, the high level term, the preferred term, the low level term. There's one more option of synonym. If you have the synonym, you can code the synonym as well. Okay, the information related to the event we can capture here. When the event was started, if you have any information, you can capture here. Okay, nature of event, you can add severity of the event. Same, sorry, patient product event. Okay, now moving to the event assessment tab. From event to event assessment tab, there is a two sub tab under the event section. One is the event and second is the event assessment tab. So in event assessment tab, you can capture the causality detail, labeling detail. See, here is, this is the causality detail. You have to capture the listedness detail here, the labeling detail, that is called causality and labeling, can be captured in the event assessment tab. Now moving to the analysis tab. In analysis tab, all the summary, narrative or company comment or local elevator comment or any abbreviated narrative if you have, so you can capture all those things here. Not only that, if the case is serious, you can capture seriousness and determine the listedness. As the listedness in the previous event assessment tab, we have captured it as unknown, so same is populated here. And we do not have the company causality there, we have placed it at blank, so it is coming as a blank. You can see we do not have the causality here, and we have listedness as unknown, so same, this thing is reflecting here. And even the seriousness will become came populating from the general tab itself. Okay, now moving to the next. Now we are routing this case to the medical analysis, medical review. So this, I will put a comment and this will click on OK. When I will click on OK, this case is directly, this is the message that the case is routed to the state for which case is restricted are different, and the case is saved and closed. Okay, click on OK. Once you will click on OK and open the search, the case will successfully saved, and now you can see in your, okay, in the new work list that this case is showing. Okay, and this case is in medical review workflow, because in medical review workflow only we have sent that. lastly. Now, so this is about the something about the Argus, uh, and because the say tabs are similar, only you have to capture the information. And when if you have any reportable cases, then this regulatory report tab need to be filled. Okay. Now moving next, that is VG based or VG flow, and this is a database that is provided by the UMC, that is Uppsala Monitoring Center 2, and most of the national authorities are utilizing this database only because this is something which is provided by the central authority of the global central authority, that is for the WHO, World Health Organization. So, and when any central organization, like for us in India, it is PVPI. So the WHO is giving these databases with very minimal cost, or sometimes it is free of cost to the if the country is very poorer and if they are not able to bear the cost, because anyhow it is responsibility of WHO to monitor the safety concern globally. So they cannot discriminate anyone that yes, you are not able to give the fee, so I will not give you the database. No, they cannot compromise with the safety of the uh, public, because those are the global organization, and their responsibility lies with the monitor and have the safety concern all over the globe. Like what happened in the form of COVID-19, what we have seen that it started from the China, and advisory will be given by the WHO, and based on every time. Okay, like on the regular interval when it was on peak, so we getting daily advisory from WHO. Based on that, also taking care of. So same way globally, the requirement is globally, so they need to fulfill, and they are giving with minimal costing. So this is the login page of the mm, VG base. Okay. Once you will log in, you will see this page. Okay. Same like Argus, there was a list of cases. So same way you will see the list of cases. Okay. And there are certain worldwide unique IDs, organizations. So you can see all are the national centers, patient name, date of birth, reaction. So this is a, you can say, snapshot of the case, like what is the reaction, what is the drug, okay, what is the LRD, what is the current status, whether the case is closed or it is still open. Okay, so those kind of information is there. If you want to book new SSR, you can click on this new SSR. If you have the some XMLs of the cases and you want to import that case, so there is option for import the case. Okay, so I will click on to the new case, and there's a report list. So here the current location, okay, like current location where the current center VG flow from the national center itself, and the person who is logged in, whose account is, or you can say who is the owner of this login. Okay, so now, and also this is a multi-language thing. You can have that WHO UMC database that is called VGBase in these many languages, like it is present in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Russian. Okay, so how you can switch your language? There is an option, or you can see the drop down under the profile name. Okay, two options are there. One is the logout, and one is the language. So if you want to change to your regional language, so this is a older screenshot. Now these languages are increased by 10 to 15 languages. Now this database is available in all languages. Okay, so I will click on the new ICSR, and you can see the on which page I am. It will be highlighted. So it is an unsaved ICSR. Whatever the information I have, I can capture. And there are, this is the overview of the case, and like we can have all the reporter information here, we can have patient information here, okay, case narrative, medical and past history, reactions, drug, test and procedure and assessment. So you can see each and every information is present here, like reporter information, initial reporter information, patient information, case narrative, and once you will scroll down, you will get all these reaction, drug, test procedure, and assessment lastly. So VGBase is now advanced database and they are also a facility of e-reporting. Okay, now they are not doing anything manually. That they previously what they are doing, they are sharing the reports over email. Now that is, and they have the e-reporting that is configured with your email itself. Once you commit this report here, and you will get a intimation over your email that a report is committed to you. Okay, and so what exactly they will do? They will review the cases, or they are reviewing the cases, and if everything is fine, then this will be submitted to the WHO. And if there is any lacking, okay, if there is any lacking, like reporter name is missing or something, so that is routed back to the regional centers so that they can, correct the findings which they have. And once they will correct each and every information, then that corrected report will again send it to the VG base. So you can see, like, reporter sent the uh, cases with the e-reporting format, and it will be came to the national ICSR database. And if anything is lacking, so, and once it is submitted to, so the reporter will get confirmation at each level that your case is received at central, or you can say national level, and now your case is closed and it is submitted to the VG base. So it is not a one time intimation that your case is moved to the national database. No, it will, till the time the case is open and it is moving, the reporter will get each and every intimation. So you can see that reporter detail is there. Okay, and report. Yes, you need to fill these criteria if you want to receive the e-reporting, or you can say the emails by e-reporting. So you, that reporter detail and basically reporter name, reporter type, and the reporter email is very much important. Along with this, the red asterisk is always the mandatory. The initial need to be there, sex of the patient need to be there, date of birth need to be there. Okay, so connection between the e-reporting and the VG flow. When a new case is reported in e-reporting, it is automatically show in the list of the reports. So you can see that one new case is there, but it is not, no reaction is there, no WHO code is there, but it is reported. So what they will do, they will open this case and they will start capturing the information, like uh, because the reporter detail was there, so it is automatically get generated an unique, worldwide unique ID. Okay, now when it will reach to the center, the center person, or you can say the associate, will do the data entry and fulfill the requirement. And sometimes, why, why it is not coded with the WHO DD? Because the exact verbatim which they have taken was not present in the WHO dictionary. Okay, might be possible, like the drug name beta, what is that? Beta ferron. Okay, beta ferron might be possible. Ferron, consider some O-N-E in the dictionary, and here it is present as O-N only. Because of that, or same happen with the medra. Like if what is present in the dictionary exactly same is reported, then it will get auto coded. Otherwise, if there is a slightly difference, that dictionary will not going to pick that, and we have to capture it or code it manually. Okay. So yes, this is the WHODD. Now coming to the ArisG database, that is the last database, powering the future of the medicine. So this is the tagline for this ArisG database. So what is the ArisG database features, or you can say advantages? So it is a multi-vigilance. As I told you now, the ArisG is, or you can say ArisG Global is the organization who have launched the database that is called the multi-vigilance, and it is not the multi-vigilance, it is called as the LSMV, Life Sphere Multi-Vigilance. Okay, so it save your time and effort. It will future-proof compliance, results results oriented. Okay, they are giving you that. I will show you all. So like these are few features like growing case volumes are increasing as population is increasing, as everyone is getting aware the PV in 2000 when in our India when the PVPI was started, there was only 20 centers. Before that, only 10 centers, and then 20 centers, and it was reached to 63. Now the limit is around the number of ADR centers which is coming under the PVPI is 500 plus. Even I am, and it is increasing day by day. When I'm saying 500, maybe some medical college or some hospital got the new approval of the being a center of the pharmacovigilance. So that number is increasing day by day. And when these centers are increasing, those the means they will also start doing PV. And when they will start doing PV, so number of reports that is called the ICSR is also get increased. Okay. And when it is increasing, so it is very much be proof that when volume of cases increasing, so there should be a database that can accommodate each and every volume, and there is a obligation that till next 10 years or next 20 years you have to have that ICSR which you received 10-year backs. So that is also means you have to take care of the 10-year data. Okay, and if someone wants any data, we have to provide those data at that time also. Evolving global regulations. So as I told you, the global regulations like is changing day by day. Okay, every organization is every regulatory bodies are looking to be more advanced and be more keen towards the safety. So that's why they are also evolving themselves and they are changing their regulation dynamically. It is not that what is written in the GVP will not get changed. If some evidence is proof or something which is written, someone can have the evidence that what is written in the GVP is not correct because it is written that four criteria is mandatory, but we think this one is the fifth criteria which should be there. So GVP, or you say in the pharmacovigilance module of the EU region need to be, so the EMA, the regulatory body of the EU need to be vigilant and they need to have an obligation that now it is saying that there will be instead of four validity criteria, there is one more validity criteria. So they have to include those things because it is demand. And if you will not fulfill the demand, then you will be out of the competition. No will because it will be supposed that ArisG is not updating as per the global regulation. Okay, and data sources. So the database which we are utilizing should not be monotonous and should not be focused on only a single data sources. It need to be have multiple data sources. Okay, so that it can accommodate the reports from spontaneous reporting, it can accommodate the aggregate report, it can accommodate the signal report, everything. Not only spontaneous cases, but if we receive any literature cases, any clinical study cases, so all those can be accommodated. Okay, so those are the, and what are the other features of this ArisG databases? Automated case intake. So yes, they have the functionality of the automated case intake. Means you what you have to do, if suppose you have source document in PDF format, so you can upload. There is a functionality of intake where you can upload the document, and based on the NLP, natural language processing feature, the data is get extracted, and based on the extracted data they will generate an intake ID. Okay, and that is the, so that will lean the work, or you can say there is no requirement of any intake people, because database itself doing the intake of the cases, and they will creating the ID. What we are doing, like what booking person is doing in booking, they are also creating an ID, booking ID. Okay, so same is now taken care by the automated case intake. Automated follow-up. So yes, suppose if some information is missing, and what you are doing, there is a template of questions, like what is the initial of patient, what is the age group of patient, and you can select the what question you want to send as a follow. Like follow means you are looking for some information. So when you are looking for some information, what information you are looking for, and when what information you are looking for, so you have some questions. So there is a repository of 1,000 questions. So you can select whatever the question you want to ask to the patient. Okay, and you can conduct as a automated follow based on those repository of questions. Touchless workflow. So yes, like when we are receiving the cases in the format of the XML, XML is the extended markup language, and it is a format of the document. And when we receive some cases in the form of XML, so that all the information which is present in the XML, no need to do the data entry, it will automatically get captured into the database itself, and it will move till QC also. And just for QC, it will land into the QC workflow. And once it will, guys, are you getting with me of what I am trying to explain, or it is getting high level? Please let me know. Are you with me now? You are getting what I am trying to explain, right? Any comments, yes or no, anything? You can ping on the chat as well. Okay, so what I am saying about the automated touchless workflow. So touchless workflow name itself saying, so automated coding, I told you, automated coding, like if I am putting fever, okay, and if fever is in the dictionary of, like suppose for capturing event, a Medra dictionary is always be configured into the databases. Okay, if you know that fever is there, like if same exact verbatim which I am typing for capturing my event, and present in the Medra, then it will get automated coded. Means I do not have to select the Medra manually and search something which I have shown you in the Medra class. Okay, that when we have Medra in Medra class, we have seen when we have the two event in a single verbatim, that I am feeling headache and pain, then it will not going to capture anything automatically. Okay, and when you will directly say your event is pain, then it will automatically code it. So that is something is called automated coding. Okay. So nowadays, these databases are so much advanced, and if something is within their dictionary, and you have seen, if you are typing something, getting suggestions from when you are typing something on MS Word also, it will give you suggestion that if you will type information INFOR, so it will going to complete your MATA. You have to just put the tab. The same thing here also, when you are typing something, it will give you the next, what is the uh, sentence exactly present in the dictionary. That is the first thing. And if same verbatim which you have written is present in the database in the dictionary, then it will get auto graded. Okay. Machine translation. So yes, nowadays no manual translation is there. Now everyone have the Google Translate inbuilt there. And if some document is which is in non-English language or some regional language, then we can do the translation automatically. Validity check and try to checking the duplicates can be possible. Data extraction, case data extraction, as I told you in the Argus also, that everything can be extracted. You need to put the search string or search requirement, what you need to search, and get a click, and it will get key everything data ready. Intelligent data consistency check. So yes, now they have supplemental review workflow. They have, so each case which are coming from MR can have to stop in the supplemental review workflow, and you can do the consistency check also if you want to check each and every case manually, or not each and every case. If you want to perform sample case review, then also you can do automated literature monitoring. So again, based on the search string, based on the you have seen the SQL can be uh, made, and you can put that backend, and that SQL have something that suppose, so it have clear cut instruction. If a case from literature having paracetamol, or if a literature article having paracetamol should be highlighted, तो वो highlight हो जाएगा. Okay, and that will get give you the information that this is a paracetamol case. Okay, coming to the next, what is next in ArisG? So yes, results. What we are talking about, the results. Okay, so results, delivering the real results to be global client base. So what they are saying 80% of their top 50 biopharmas are the customer. Okay, they have, because of their database, there is a 80% efficiency gain. Like previously, who are on 20%, who are doing 20%, now they are trying to achieve. They are approximately achieving 100%. Okay, cost saving, because there are so many functions inbuilt in a single database. These many functions, it can be done in a single database, so it is 30% cost effective. And they are saying compliance is 100%. Okay, so this is how the life is fair multi-vigilance login page looks like. Okay, and you have to put the your username and password here, and click on login, then it will login. And this is the login page, how the dashboard looks like these are the dashboard. There are two kind of dashboard: case processor dashboard and submission dashboard. If in my case, currently there is no case with me, so it is nothing in the my case. And whatever the cases which are due for upcoming days, okay, which are serious and which are due are in yellow, and which are non-serious, so it is in blue. And these are something which is called the various workflows, and number of cases which are present in the various workflows. Okay, like non-case intake, transition, review. So these are dashboard, and this is the categorization, like out of these cases, out of these 80 cases, what are the number of cases which are serious and life threatening. Okay, so and what is the total number of serious cases, and what is the number of non-serious cases, and what is the total number of cases. So it is 80 right now in the database. What is next? So when you want to create a new case into the database, so you have to go to this case management option, and there is a option of the new case, and in new case there is a three form, unstructured form, sample and take form, or full data entry form. Whatever the form which you required, you can use. I am going to show you one form that is called full data entry form. So I have just opened full data entry form, and these are the basic tabs, and you need to capture information. Okay, so like you can see the general tab, the source tab, the reporter tab, the study tab, patient tab, person tab, product tab, event tab, narrative, labeling, causality. Each and every information you can capture whatever you want to wish. Guys, can you mute yourself? Khushi Patel, can you mute yourself, please? Khushi, can you mute yourself, please? Okay, moving ahead. Just give me a second. Okay, I have muted her. So, guys, question for you: what would be your preference? Which database you are going to select, Oracle or ArisG? So you cannot decide on the basis of like. So there are some questions for you. What would be the answer for this question? Can you? How should we choose the database? The best one having all the functionality, the complex one having minor details, the most suited one for our purposes, any of them. What will be your answer? Someone is saying C. So actual right answer is also three C, because you cannot say like I want these feature, this feature, this feature, because what you will do if that is not for use to you. Okay. Same what happens with the when you are going to buy the mobile, you are looking for camera, you are looking for memory, you are looking for okay, so many things, but hardly you are utilizing camera, or hardly you are utilizing the so much space. If you are keeping everything neat and clean, then these much space is also enough. The configuration, if you are going for so many even I don't know what is this, uh, what are the various version of the Android. Okay, what is this? Something, something. Even I do not know. So same way, you need not to see each and everything which you required. Oh, okay. Like each functionality I need to have in my database. No, that is wrong approach. You need to see what is your purpose and whether the database is fulfilling those purpose or not. That's it. Okay. So I believe I covered each and everything for today's class. So the yes, guys, I'm stop sharing my screen. If you have any queries for me, then I will good for resolving your query. Else we will good to wrap up the session. Any queries? So okay, I love the silence. So we will meet in next class. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for your patience and time. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Thank you. Bye.